Hey BuzzFeed, I'm Sophia Bush and I'm here to talk about my first times. That sounds like something. First quote that comes to mind when you think of your One Tree Hill character, Brooke Davis. Oh, there's so many gems. I loved Chow Bitches. I loved her epic, empowering speech on being a warrior. She's got a lot of real good ones. Hi Friend, I gave her that one, and then it was pervasive through the show. Thank you very much. I'm also a writer, bet you didn't know. First fashion trend you rocked in the early 2000s that you'd never want to see make a comeback. All of them. I wore many wrong things on many red carpets. It's fine. My first cell phone. Oh, whatever that first Nokia phone was with the interchangeable tops, so you could like match your phone to your outfit. Again, many wrong things. First memory from the set of One Tree Hill. The first thing that came to mind isn't a memory of the set, it's a memory of going to this awesome rooftop bar and restaurant in Wilmington called Level 5 with Hillary Burton, who is my sister for life. And it was the first week that we were there, and we decided to go out and hang, and we went to this bar, and we'd both only been 21 for 3 weeks. So getting into a bar legally felt like a really big deal. And we went up there and we like ordered a cocktail, and sat and chatted, and we just felt like ladies. It was very cool. So that feels like my first memory. First role you really wanted but went to someone else. Oh my God. I remember in college going to audition for this part in this tiny movie, maybe you've heard of it, called Catch Me If You Can, with this guy, Leonardo DiCaprio, you may know him. And there was a girl who just loved him in this movie, but he's a con artist, so obviously it didn't work out. In the movie, not Leo in real life, not the point. And Amy Adams got that part, and she was so good. And I remember going to see the movie and being like, all right, fair. She's magnificent. She's Amy Adams, I love her. My first kiss. Oh, I had a serious crush on this sweet boy in the 4th grade. We would sit and have lunch together every day, and I remember at the end of the year, we were moving cities, and it was this very sweet, like, reminiscent of Stand By Me moment. Everyone was at this sweet outdoor place, and there was a bridge, and we were walking and talking, and he leaned over and like kind of kissed me on the cheek and sort of on the mouth, and we were in 4th grade, like you don't know how to kiss a person. It was very awkward, but in a way I see it from a bird's eye view, like these 2 little kids just being precious on a bridge in a park. And anyway, first time you were starstruck. I'm starstruck all the time. When I was a kid, so my dad, until he retired, was a really fantastic fashion and advertising photographer. And he used to photograph the cast of Beverly Hills 90210 all the time. I have many signed Polaroids, it's fine, I'm chill about it. And I remember Shannon Doherty was doing a campaign for caboodles, the like tackle boxes that you kept makeup in. They were amazing, I still have mine, it's fine. And I got to go to the shoot and I met her and I was just like, oh my God, Brenda Walsh. She was very nice. I was probably a disaster. My first celebrity friend. Henry Winkler is probably the coolest celebrity who I've known for the longest because he's my parents' friend, but that means he's my friend too, right? He's known me since I was little. So let's go with the Fonz. First acting credit. I think my first acting credit was a Kit Kat commercial. They're delicious, but after 2 days of eating them, I don't think I ate them for a decade. First career aspiration. When I was really little, I wanted to be a veterinarian that exclusively treated horses. And by middle school, I decided I wanted to be a pediatric cardiovascular surgeon, and I wound up going to theater school. So who knows? My first job, I had to muck stalls at the barn where I took riding lessons as a kid. I had to work for my dad and do all the jobs no one else wanted to do in the photo studio every summer. And I was a camp counselor. And that was pretty rad. But all of those kind of overlap. But yeah, the youngest job was shoveling horse poop. So, stay humble. First TV show you binge watched. I don't know what the first is, but I remember when my best friend Jenny and I discovered Orphan Black, Tatiana Maslany being everyone on one show, brilliant. I lost all control of time. Worth it. First time you were recognized in public. First season of One Tree Hill Days. But I don't remember the first time I was recognized in public. I remember the first time that Paul Johansson, who had been recognized in public many times before from all the other things he did, but the first time Paul was recognized as Dan Scott in public, a woman's reaction to seeing him was to grab the strap of her purse, which was on her shoulder, take it off of her shoulder, and repeatedly hit him with it and scream, "You're a bad dad." And we were so shocked by what we were witnessing. And Paul is so funny, and he has a really wicked, spicy sense of humor. And he leaned in and he went, "Yeah, I am a bad dad, baby." And we were like, yes! It was an amazing reaction. My first big audition. You go on so many auditions as an actor. I couldn't tell you what my first audition was. But I do remember my first audition for One Tree Hill feeling important because I was going in to meet all the producers. And I did that just after having worked on Nip Tuck with Ryan Murphy. Amazing. He's gone on to be, the ruler of television. So that was a good summer. Oh, my first back to school memory. I remember going into the second grade, and I went to a school. I had to wear uniforms, these plaid jumpers with little white shirts underneath. And I remember getting into my jumper, and it felt so big, and looking down at my feet and realizing I was gonna have to use them to walk into school. And it felt so exciting and nerve-wracking and maybe a little sad because summer was over. Back to school feels incredibly relevant and important right now because I get to spend this time talking to all of you about a campaign that I really, really am passionate about. One of the things that stands in the way of girls and their education all over the world is period poverty. And what you may not know is that 1 in 5 girls here in America misses school because she lives in period poverty. And what that means is that you don't have access to the sanitary products you need to manage your menstrual cycle. And the idea that 88,000 women here in my home city of Los Angeles alone miss out on school because of their period is not okay. I'm really excited to be partnering this back to school month with Always. They're running a campaign which is #EndPeriodPoverty. And you can jump on my post about it or any of their posts about it, post that hashtag, like that photo. On social media alone, we're working to get to 1 million people talking about this for 1 million donations to girls in need. So thank you guys for caring. Thank you for breaking the taboo. Thank you for helping end period poverty.